What's up guys, Ryan here and welcome to Pew Deals. Today we are going over a very important topic, but I want to break this down for beginners. We have lots of new gun owners, lots of people getting into owning firearms, and then it is a Pandora's box of options out there, and everyone is trying to sell you on their solution as the best and only solution, and that's just simply not the case. So in this video, we're going to do things a little bit differently. We're going to go through each of these different scenarios. I've got more even than what you see on the table here, and why you might want to use it in what scenario. So if you are new to firearms, you need to get educated, you need to train, and yeah, go from there. So we're gonna go through outside the waistband, inside the waistband, fanny packs, battle belts, sling carry, all of the above, and yeah, let's just dive right into it. So if you are new to concealed carry, it can be overwhelming. OWB, IWB, Appendix Carry, Fanny Packs, Sling bags. It's like a whole new language. So in this video, we're gonna break it all down, plain English, give you real world examples in the situations in the firearms that I actually own, with carry setups that I actually trust and use, and bet my life on these every day. So whether you're carrying for personal defense, everyday preparedness, or you just got your permit, or you live in a state with freedom and you just learned about this and now you want to actually go out and exercise your rights, this guy is for you. All right, so now before we get started, I do want to give one quick disclaimer, and stick with me through this please, but I am going to film this entire video without showing you an actual firearm. And the reason I want to do this is equal parts test and, well, pretty much just test. So every time I publish a video that has any kind of firearm in it directly, the engagement and the views and the reach of that video on YouTube is completely in the toilet. So what I'm gonna do is put this video out there that's gonna be very educational, very informative. It's geared more towards beginners and novices, but this is going to show you a lot of the basics, and then I am going to, on my end, watch the engagement and see if YouTube tanks this as well, or what they do to it, since there are no firearms in it. So it should be a very easy video for them to promote. So let's see what happens here. So we're gonna start off at first with OWB, which stands for outside the waistband. So that is a holster that is not necessarily hidden by default unless you let your clothing drape over it. But this is a holster that usually is gonna attach to your belt or to your pants in some fashion, which we'll cover here in a second. And it is going to hold the firearm on the outside of your body. Right here, I have a Bravo Concealment OWB holster with belt loops. This is made for my Smith & Wesson Shield 9mm. So, like I said, this is probably one of the most comfortable ways to carry. It also doesn't require you to adjust your belt, depending on what firearm you're wearing. Usually you don't have to do anything to wear an OWB. You just slide your belt through the belt loops and put your pants on like you normally would. So running the Bravo Concealment OWB, I run this actually quite a lot. It does have adjustable retention here, even though it is passive. But the downside of a lot of OWBs is they stick out typically quite a lot. This is really tied up to the body, as is the Safariland Gravity holster, which we're gonna cover here in just a second. That's why I choose these two holsters for my OWB carry, and as you can see on the inside here, I mean, this gets a lot of use. So I do carry pretty much all day, every day. So that is great when you have pants on with a belt, but what if you don't? There is an option called paddle in paddle carry. So we're still OWB, we're outside the waistband, but as you can see here on this Safariland Gravity holster, this has this big old flap here on the back called a paddle, and it has a hook here so that it can kind of sandwich in to your clothes. You can still wear this with a belt as well. This will accommodate up to a 1 3/4 inch belt, but this is really handy if you're wearing something like sports shorts. Maybe you're out in your yard working, or you're at the gym and you don't have a belt on. This guy doesn't really help you much. And with a paddle, you can still wear this even with clothes that don't have a belt. So that is the benefit of running something like this Safariland Gravity holster. It still fits very snug in here. The retention is adjustable via this screw right here, and it snaps into place, and it still is so tight up against the body that it's very easy to conceal it, even though it's an outside the waistband holster. So option right there, Safariland Gravity holster with a paddle if you're often wearing clothes that don't have a belt, or if you're wearing clothes that have a belt, the Bravo Concealment, focus here camera, the Bravo Concealment OWB is a great option as well. Next up, we're gonna switch over to IWB. All right, guys, so next up we are talking about IWB, or inside the waistband holsters, or inside the waistband carry. And the options here are pretty much limitless. There are lots of different ways to carry. We're gonna cover just a couple here real quick, and then we'll swap over to a modified version of an IWB called an Appendix Carry. So this is my hidden hybrid holsters. These are US made in Ohio. Amish leather, really nice quality, very, very comfortable. It also, as you can see here with this clip, clips, your belt clips in here, and this actually goes inside of your pants. So this is right up against your underwear, or if you go commando, up against your body. And this is riding along your skin to keep the gun from digging into your side. And your belt clip is here. Now, a lot of holsters feature what is called a cant adjustment, and that allows you to adjust the angle at which the firearm sits in the holster, or more appropriately, the relation of the belt to the holster, so that the firearm is in the perfect angle for your draw stroke. That is something that you need to set for you, unique. You need to test it, you need to train with it. But going back to IWBs, they can be a little bit annoying to set up, and the reason I bring that up is that if you are constantly carrying, then you can kind of set it up and leave it, because your belt is going to be the right length and your pants are going to fit properly. If that's not the case though, and sometimes you carry with a belt and sometimes you don't, and you're wearing these clothes this day and this the other day, or not carrying this all the time, but then sometimes you are, it can be a little bit annoying because you're adding a couple inches in total to your waist, so you need to adjust your pants and belt accordingly. And especially if you have something like this on your right side, strong side, and then you have the mag carrier from Hidden Hybrid Holsters on your left side, you're adding another bit of weight, or not weight, but width to your body, which is then going to need to be accommodated in your pants or belt. So make sure you're not cutting off blood flow, and that you also have it tight enough that your pants don't fall off. So finding that happy medium in there along the way will help a lot. Next up, we're gonna go to a modified version of IWB. So next up, we are covering what is called Appendix Carry. Now, this particular holster suits itself very well to it. It's not limited to just that, but Appendix Carry is when you're carrying in front, typically, right centered, and you are IWB, so you're inside the waistband still. You can see the belt clips here and how this goes on the outside of the holster, which means the holster is on the inside of your clothing. And this is the Safariland Incog X. I also have the mag caddy here. This is a soft touch finish, really nice and comfortable up against your body. Adjustable retention as well for the mag as well as the pistol. And also has a little wing here to keep your gun pressed into your body so that you don't print nearly as much. So that is an Appendix Carry holster, and yeah, so let's go through this real quick. So usually it's carried in front, like I said, in front of your body, usually between 12 and 2 o'clock. Controversial, yes. Effective, also yes. And why do people love it? So you have really fast access, unbeatable concealment, it grips tight to your stomach, so less and essentially sometimes no printing at all. Especially if you have something like the Shield or Glock 43X, something like that, P365, they conceal very, very well. And also with this, if you're in a fight or something like that, your firearm is between both of your hands. So you don't have to worry about if someone grabs your strong side arm or it's taken out of the fight for some reason that you can't reach your firearm. It's right centered on your body. But honestly, being real with you, comfort, it's hit or miss, depending on how you're dressed, how your body is. If you have a big old gut or if you sit for hours, this may not be for you. And, there's also the psychological aspect of where this is pointing. So, you do your own imagination here, but you're essentially pointed straight down at the goods, and right next to that also your femoral artery. So be really careful. Make sure that you understand the pros and cons of appendix carrying, and you also understand your gear, you train with it, and you don't just accidentally shoot yourself, because it has happened for sure. So that is Appendix Carry. Similar to IWB, not exactly the same, but very similar. And next up, we're gonna move to Fanny Packs. Next up, we are talking Fanny Packs. There are a ton of options out there and more every day. I have two here to show you, and one of these is my favorite overall, and we're just gonna dive right into it. So Fanny Packs, they have come a long way, not just, you know, for the soccer dad anymore. So I wear them if I'm hiking, biking, I just don't want anything on my belt, or I'm not wearing a belt. This is what I carry, or if I'm going somewhere where I wanna carry more than just my firearm on me, a fanny pack gives you extra capacity to carry things like medical gear, you know, your phone, wallet, batteries, all those kind of things. So the two I have right here is the Vertx Everyday Fanny Pack and the Eberlestock Fade Flex. It's pretty much impossible to go without mentioning the Eberlestock Bando bag and the Bando XL. I have both of those, I've ran them both, and the Bando XL, in my opinion, was a massive game changer in this entire ecosystem, which is why it continues to sell out, and also why companies have invested in further R&D and coming up with products like the Fade Flex, which we'll get to in just a second. So going through these, they all are gonna have adjustable belts on the back. They all are gonna have multiple pockets with different types of dividers, different materials, different features and benefits, and different zipper pulls, which is very important that you are aware of how to operate it and it's comfortable for you, because you're gonna have a firearm in here. Also to note, your firearm is by default going to be pointed in a direction other than straight down. So it is important that you also are aware of that and you don't just chuck your loaded firearm in here, because this does not protect your trigger. This is just fabric. So with that said, it is also a slightly longer draw stroke from here, because you have the process of opening up the zipper and retrieving your firearm. So you are trading off a bit of speed for comfort and concealment. You do need to practice this. And yeah, this is not something that you're just gonna throw in a shopping cart or something like that. So to show you this example is the Vertx Everyday Fanny Pack. If you zip open the front pocket, you have some organization here. So you have some partition pockets. You also have front here, you have a lanyard retention strap right there if you need it. And then you have your concealed carry pouch, which on this one right now, the way I have it set up, I have the Vertx Tactigami holster in here. Most of these that are designed for concealed carry, they're going to have some kind of loop backing, and this is so you can attach a holster, or you can actually add Velcro to like your actual Kydex holster and put it in here as well. And they're usually also gonna have some kind of a hook in here where you can actually hook a trigger guard if you wanted to run a Kydex trigger guard on your firearm. Do not put a chambered firearm in one of these without having it in some kind of holster. You're asking for trouble. On the back of the Vertx Everyday Fanny Pack, you also have a small slim pocket here. You can put your phone, wallet, whatever. Then they have a little silicone on the back to help with grip. The straps are gonna be adjustable, and usually they're long enough that you can even run these as a sling pack if you want to, or like a crossbody kind of pack. Next up, my personal favorite on the market right now, this is the Eberlestock Fade Flex. This came out a few months ago and I've been running it ever since. I absolutely love it. So it is a little bit bigger than the others, but it comes with more volume. The zippers on these are great. They also redesigned the zipper pull for the concealed carry pouch, so it's the T handle, so it's unique on the pack. So if you need to reach for it, you know exactly which one it is. And then just showing you the pockets real quick, you've got loop on the inside of the storage pouch, as well as partition pouches with closed ripstop here. And then you have this front pouch that gives you a little additional storage. I have business cards, dog food bags, Band-Aids, those kind of things in there. And then in the actual concealed carry pouch, you have loop on both sides, as well as places here to hook those trigger guards that I was telling you about. So if you are gonna run a fanny pack, holster it, or also have a trigger guard, something like that. So you need to have something. Do not, once again, just reiterating, do not put a chambered firearm in here, just loose. Don't do it, you're asking for trouble. And then on the back of the Fade Flex, you have the pouch for additional storage as well. But on the Fade Flex, what's really cool is the adjustment for the strap length is actually in this pouch. So you don't have any loose strap hanging off, and it is long enough that you can easily wear this as a crossbody pack if you want to. And that's Fanny Packs. So next we're gonna move on to Sling Packs. next up we are going to talk about Sling Packs and Sling Pack Carry. So Sling Packs, you know, they have one strap that's going to go across your body, and it's going to allow you to carry the bag comfortably. You can obviously fit more gear in it. It's much larger. It's essentially a backpack. And the idea behind this is that you're able to carry additional gear. Maybe you need your laptop, you have additional medical, maybe you're traveling overnight, something like that. You have extra gear with you. It also works great as a get-home bag if that's something you're interested in. But it also is designed to carry a concealed firearm and to be rapidly accessible to you should you need it. So this is the Vertx Commuter 2.0. There are lots of different bags out there from companies like Vertx and Eberlestock and a bunch of others. Do your research. Like I said, there are tons of options. They're all very different. They're all very cool and unique in their own ways. And we're gonna get into this guy in just a second, but yeah, so you can carry all kinds of stuff in here, but let's be clear too, this is off your body. So if I'm carrying in here, I will still have something concealed on me. And while I do have a knife in here in my multi-tool, my EDC actual knife never leaves my pocket. It stays there because I use it as a tool. Like I'm opening boxes and all kinds of stuff you're not supposed to do with your EDC knife. I pretty much do it all. So let's go ahead and get into this bag. I'll show you a little bit of what I got in here and why I carry it, and then we'll wrap this video up. So on this particular bag, you have a top pocket here, which you can rip open, which is really nice. And in here, I have my Medic everyday first aid kit. So this has tourniquets, it has quick clot, compression bandage, nitrile gloves. I believe there's a couple other things in there, but there. I also carry a palm pepper spray there. And I also carry a Gerber Suspension NXT multi-tool. I use this all the time. It's a very, very valuable thing to have in your pack. Along with that, I also have a Sharpie, an ink pen, because this is my pack that I use. And then I have my Streamlight Macro Stream USB rechargeable flashlight, and it just does the thing. It's a flashlight. Having a light on your gun is great, but you don't need to point a gun at everything you want to see. So that is why I carry that separate. Moving into the second pouch here. Let's get this guy open. One cool design about this pack too is it's designed that you are opening it sideways in front of you. So the pockets will open, but they won't flap all the way open to where everything falls out. In this second admin pouch here, you have partition storage for whatever you need to put in here. Usually this is where I'm gonna run a secondary handgun, and I have 2 additional magazines here. YouTube, nothing in them, and they are also low capacity, so don't limit this video. You also have a zipper pouch here if you need additional storage, and that pretty much wraps up pocket number 2. Getting into pocket number 3, this is where your laptop would go. So if you're carrying electronic devices, batteries, you've got different zippered pouches, Velcro pouches, and then you have the retention here for the actual laptop. And then you also have an additional insert if you want to run a body armor panel, you can do that. And you also have a little hook here, so if you are running a hydration bladder in here, you can actually anchor it right there. And then in the last here, this is the concealed carry pouch. So it has a different, let me adjust this for the camera a bit, it has a different zipper pull. And it's designed that you would be able to grab this, use this to swing the bag around, grab onto the handle, and then rip the bag open. And that is your main pouch here for whatever your main weapon is going to be. So I tend to run a Glock 17 in a Recover Tactical PIX Plus in here, but I'm probably going to switch up for something even smaller than that. You've got loop on both sides, so you can retain it if you so choose. You can add extra magazines, whatever you need to do in here. And there's a little bit of volume in this as well. It's not just completely flat. So you do have room to get a little bit of depth in there. So that is Sling Pack Carry. Gives you a lot more functionality, but also there are cons, like it's not tied to your body. So if someone steals your backpack or if you set it down, you just gave away a lot of very dangerous equipment. So be very careful, but sling packs are very, very useful. All right, guys, so we're gonna wrap this video up now. We have went over a bunch of different options. Hopefully this helps clear it up for you a little bit. If you have any particular questions about what setup might be relevant for you, post it down below. I will answer as much as I can. Let's cover them all again real quick, just so you have a quick recap of what's going on. We have outside the waistband belt loop options as well. We have also outside the waistband options that are paddled. Beyond the OWBs, we have also the IWBs. We have the hidden hybrid holster here. This is made for typically strong side. You can also appendix carry it just fine, but I carry this strong side between 3 and 4 o'clock, and I carry my magazine on the opposite side about 3 or 4 o'clock as well. And then if you move to appendix carry, then you've got something like the Safariland Incog X, which is gonna run like this in front. So you'll have an extra magazine right here and your firearm right there that you can just grab and draw if you need to. And then moving on for things with more storage, you've got Fanny Packs, great for the winter, great for if you don't have a belt and you wanna carry more equipment than just your firearm and your keys, things like that. You can carry medical in here, extra batteries, snacks, whatever you need, all that kind of stuff fits in here. And to level that up even one more, you got Sling Packs, where essentially the bigger the bag you buy, the more stuff you can carry, but it gets to a point where it looks a little ridiculous. So usually something about like this guy, it's about 20 inches by 12, fits really well. You can add a lot of extra firepower, a lot of extra versatility, and it doesn't look tactical or stand out. So guys, thanks for watching. If you got value out of this video, like it, subscribe, and go check out Pew Deals. You'll find all these products there as well as a bunch of others. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Like and subscribe. See you on the next one.